The 6:37 developing this morning, movement in the fight over whether to release the Epstein files. Yesterday, House Speaker Mike Johnson swore in newly elected Democratic Representative Adelita Grijalva of Arizona. Now, she was the final signature needed on a bipartisan discharge petition, which allowed lawmakers to bypass Johnson and force a vote to release files tied to the late sex offender. Now, Grijalva signed the petition shortly after being sworn in, and 217 other lawmakers signed that petition, including Colorado Congresswoman Lauren Boebert. A source tells MSNBC that Boebert was not persuaded to remove her name, despite several efforts made by the administration, including a phone call from the president himself earlier this week. Now, White House Press Secretary Karoline Leavitt acknowledged the meeting, but said that she will not detail any conversations that took place in the Situation Room. Speaker Johnson says that he intends to put the Epstein resolution on the House floor for a vote next week, but it's unlikely to be signed into law due to an uphill battle in the Senate. This all comes after the House Oversight Committee released 20,000 documents from Jeffrey Epstein's estate. The emails put new scrutiny on President Trump's past relationship with the convicted sex offender. In a 2011 email, Epstein told his co-conspirator, Ghislaine Maxwell, that President Trump had never been mentioned by accusers. But another email from 2019 claims that Trump knew about Epstein's activities. The emails also contained the name of one of Epstein's most outspoken victims. That's Virginia Giuffre, who died by suicide earlier this year. Her brother and sister-in-law, they live in Colorado Springs, and they've been pushing Congressman Jeff Crank to support the release of all the Epstein documents. Back in September, Sky Roberts and his wife Amanda, they stood outside Crank's office advocating for the bill.
Congressman Crank, I ask you, do you believe that sexually abusing minors and young women is above the law? You could do this today. Sign the Epstein Files Transparency Act and vote yes on the survivor-supported bill.
Our Brett Forrest spoke with Representative Crank last month and asked him about the Epstein files and petition. Crank tells us that he never signs discharge petitions because they, quote, hand control of Congress over to the minority party. Now, Brett went on to ask him this.
Do you want the Epstein files released?
Not only do I want them released, I wanted them released when Joe Biden had control of them, which I strangely noticed that many of these groups that are out there calling for the release of the Epstein files were very, very quiet when Joe Biden had control of the Epstein files. It was only when Donald Trump got them.
President Trump and Republicans are fighting back, saying the emails prove absolutely nothing. Now,